Welcome back to another mod guide, part 2 of Ender.io. Here we are looking at some of the new tools and armor that have been added to Ender.io for MC 1710. Really good stuff. Now, once you can actually get your machines up and going, Hobgoblin, okay, you can make dark steel tools, the dark axe, the dark pick, the ender, which is the dark sword. You even make this nifty little thing called an electromagnet once you can start making alloys. Electromagnet's great, but I need a recipe for mod Ender.io, one that's not charged. There we go. A vibrant crystal, some conductive iron, and some electrical steel. Vibrant crystal is emerald surrounded by vibrant ingot nuggets, basically. And yeah, what's the recipe for that one? Oh, there we go. I had it right in front of me. So this is just another one of those alloys from Ender.io. Very easy to figure out. And what you can actually do is use this thing. It charges up. You just shift right click and it is an item magnet. It automatically drags things towards you. I think it only has a 6-block range, but it's really cool. Easy to shift click and turn off. I absolutely love it. So we can actually start making some tools and some armor. Now, these aren't just armor. Let's see. I'm going to get a dark... Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Helm. I'll show you. This is the dark helm, right? 385 durability. It's got some upgrades. We'll go over here in a minute. Diamond is 363, and this is 385. So this is actually a little better than diamond, and you can repair it with dark steel, which is really, really good. Or why do I keep wanting to call it? Yeah, dark steel. Yeah, that's right. So you can repair with dark steel. This is all slightly better than their diamond equivalents. And they're upgradable, which is fantastic. So what we can actually do is get all of this stuff. Put this so... Oh, I already have one. Awesome. Well, I've got a backup anvil. I'm going to grab some... Actually, I'm just going to get the... Why do you have damage? Thank you. I'm just going to grab the powered version of that one. The upgraded version. So first things first, you take your stuff, any of your dark iron, your dark steel stuff over here, to an actual anvil. Let's say anvil upgrades. Vibrant crystal, plus 20 levels. If we get a vibrant crystal, plug it in there, and give it 20 levels, it is suddenly empowered. It increases, this naturally, by the way, the ender naturally increases the skull and ender pearl drops from endermen and other animals. So, I mean, other monsters. So, skeleton skull, zombie skull, stuff like that. This greatly increases the actual drop rate of all of that stuff, including ender pearls, which is great. Empowered gives it a damage boost, and you notice it now says power 100,000 RF, half durability damage absorbed by the power. So now you don't have to repair it as much, which is great. Let's do that. Get another vibrant crystal and put that in there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, basic capacitor. This is the, whoops, second tier of power, empowered. 150,000 instead of 100,000 RF. It's got a deeper power stock. And we do a double layer capacitor. That gives us empowered 3, which means it has even more power to actually rely upon, a deeper backstock of power, a battery, basically. And then we do the final upgrade for empowered. Oh, I already have one of those. We get empowered 4, which means it has 1,000,000 RF of power backstock, which is fantastic. Now, there is the same thing for the dark pick. That's not the one I want. Going to toss you. There we go. This has 1,000,000 power backstock, plus 2 efficiency when powered, plus 50 efficiency breaking obsidian. Well, this is the cool part that I'm going to show you. Even the axe has empowered, and it's got cool tricks. I'm going to go over here real quick. First, I'm going to put that right there. And we'll come back to armor in just a second. I've got a unupgraded pick, an ordinary pick, and I've got a fully upgraded pick. So first thing I'm going to do... Oh, silly me. I have to take myself out of creative because I'm a genius. That's not bad. A little bit faster, right? But here's the really big difference. This is unupgraded, normal, dark pick. Come on. There we go. Broke some obsidian. Now watch this. Boom. Really saves time on cutting through obsidian. I love this thing. It makes obsidian harvesting so much easier. And the great part is, you don't actually have to boost the efficiency so high that you have to risk blowing a hole in the wall of your base just because of it. So now we have a pick that specifically targets your efficiency. Oh, yep. Your efficiencies while it's actually powered against obsidian. And it's still safe to use elsewhere. I love that. That is a great addition. I'm going to offload all of this. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the axe. Now, the axe is very much the same. Empowered means it works quicker. But here's the thing, right? Sneak to harvest multiple logs. Watch this. I'm going to just hold, shift. Oh, see, I did it again. I am back in creative mode. Let's get ourselves some fertilized dirt right there. And a sapling. I really need to remember. I like the jungle saplings. They're nice and big. Just switch to the right mode. Back and forth and back and forth. There we go. So now I am not in creative anymore. Let's do shift. It's taking longer. But that's why. It chops the whole tree. Come here, you. Thank you. So now you have... See? I'm starting to remember, I swear. You actually have an axe that helps you kind of replicate that axe of the stream capability. That same thing where you can chop down a whole tree very, very quickly. And I think that's very neat. Now the armor gets even cooler. Helmet. You have empowered, which basically means damage gets split between durability and the power backup. And it also means that I think it gives it the equivalent to protection. That's at least my understanding of it. I might be slightly wrong on that. I do apologize. But empowered makes the armor better. Sound locator and night vision. These two are very cool. I'm going to grab night vision potion. I'm also going to grab not a note block, a note block. There we go. Come here, you. Thank you. I'm going to put this right here. 10 levels to get sound locator. Let's put it back in there. 15 levels for night vision. So now if I put this on, I am going to make it nighttime. And if I hit P, there you go. It even makes a really cool noise. I love that. Now here's the other cool thing you can do. Sound locator. You see? You know the little notes down there? That's a slime. The other note right here is the dripping of water. So as we actually get over there, you'll see I can see where the sound sources are. Now I can't see what those sources are. Just the fact that there are sound sources. And that's real cool. Hello, slimes. Hello. So now you have some utility that's actually added to this armor, which I think is great. But it gets better. The dark plate actually has empowered, of course, and glider wings. The dark leggings has empowered. The dark boots has flippers. Plus, these actually give you jump boosts as well and run speed boosts. So now, I'm actually just going to toss that off. Boom, boom, boom. I've got a set right here that I can put on. Oh, yeah. If I do that, yeah, you see the perspective changed a little bit. That's the run speed boost. I'm a little bit faster. There's sprint. Whoa. Yeah, it's really strange. I'll try not to do that. Then there's even cooler. Triple jump. 1, 2, 3. And let's get out of. There we go. Just going to circle around a little bit and then fall. I'm in survival mode when I did that. It's got step assist. And you see, glider disabled. 1, 2, 3. You see how high I can jump in comparison? That is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall. And I'm easily jumping somewhere close to 8. Easily. I also have, I get right here, the glider ability. You have to keep moving forward. If you stop moving forward, or if you start doing tight circles, you'll drop. But that's fine. However, this armor really is amazing stuff. Long game. You've got triple jump, amazing jump height, and it still means if you press the jump once, you still jump a manageable height, which means you're not jumping super high all the time, which is great. You either have to press it, or just hold it down. So a quick press still gets you a short jump, which means it's easier if they're getting through doors and smaller openings. That's real important to me. I really do love that. Let's take all of this off, and I'm just going to store it in this thing that is now something I should cover called a vacuum chest. The vacuum chest, right there. Iron ingots, chest, and a pulsating crystal, which is a diamond surrounded by some... there we go. I had it, but I always mess it up. Diamond surrounded by some pulsating iron nuggets. That's just an ender pearl and some iron. That stuff's kind of hard to make because you need ender pearls, but hey. So, still churning away 800,000 RF, and it's gone through only 13 coal. I think there's a distinct possibility this thing is going to fill up. We'll see. So now you've got tools, you've got armor, you have all of this stuff that can increase your efficiency. You can start bringing in more resources more quickly. Well, that is very, very cool. One cool upgrade that you can actually make, I'm actually going to put this over here because it's more applicable over here, right next to the anvil, is an enchanter. The enchanter is some dark steel ingots, 2 diamonds, and a book. Now this is exactly what it seems like. You put a book and quill in here. Let's say an emerald. Plus 8 levels, I will get a Fortune 1 book. Yes. Slime ball. Plus book and quill. 30 levels gets me Silk Touch. If that's not amazing, I think it's... yeah, redstone gets you efficiency. Is it? Nope. Gunpowder gets you blast protection. Yeah. Blaze powder and 6 levels gets you fire protection. This is a great replacement for the vanilla enchanting table. I hate random. I really do. I like being able to precision control. If I want to get a book with Silk Touch and put it on something, I want to be able to do that. And this lets you do that. Hit the recipes button and you can see. Dark steel, that gets you protection. Blaze powder. Feather, finally, a way to get feather falling. You can get 2 of these books and just combine them in a vanilla crafting table, and that'll get you feather falling too. So you can actually do this to get higher rankings of stuff too. Glass bottle will get you respiration. An arrow gets you projectile protection. Lily pad, aqua affinity. You get a rose bush. That's interesting. You get thorns, all sorts of great stuff. I really do love this. Finally being able to target and not getting stuck with a sword that's got Bane of Arthropods 4 on it. Total waste. This thing is great, and I really hope all of you use it. It is going to be super invaluable. Super invaluable. So, you actually can make this now and start making your own enchanted books. I'm going to go... actually, you know what? It belongs over here. I'm going to put it over here. Boop. There we go. We've got Oh gosh, what things should we get into next? We've got so much to get into. The next thing you're probably more likely to start making is the farming station. The farming station is a very simple little block that can actually do a lot of things. It is specifically designed to farm. It farms and divides up into quadrants around it. It goes all the way around. It's not an in front of it kind of farmer like the MFR blocks are. This goes all the way around it. It plants and it harvests. You can do harvest crops. You can harvest trees. This has support for netherwort. It has support for magical crops and tons of other mods that actually have seeds. Crazy Pants is adding more and more support for this thing all the time. You put what things you want in what quadrant in here. You can have it all the same or divided up into 4 different areas. Now, if you're doing a tree farm, you're going to have to put an axe in here in order for it to cut the trees down. And the axe will take damage. That's a balancing point that Crazy Pants put in the mod specifically. And I think that is cool. Really cool. So you do have to keep this thing supplied in tools, or you have to keep repairing those tools. That's something you're going to have to account for. Your output will come out over here. And this thing supports the I/O interface that all these machines do have now. And you can actually have a chest on top that has it automatically pull in what it needs. It'll automatically pull out everything that it gets into that chest. Or you could do it on different sides if you wanted to. It's great. I really do love this thing. Now, I'm not going to do an active demonstration on this right now because I have done a demonstration of it before. However, I will tell you this. It also can be upgraded using the capacitors. If I put a double layer in there, it consumes more power, but it covers a much larger area. If I put an octadic capacitor in there, it will actually have 2.5 million RF of backstock. It consumes the same amount of power, but it covers a much, much larger area, which is very, very cool. Actually, no, that's just a flat 40 RF per tick no matter what. So basically, the upgrades on this don't make it consume more power. It doesn't work any quicker. It just covers a larger area, which is great. So you can actually use this in an octadic capacitor and have a huge tree farm, all automated with a little bit of power and some replacement tools. And I think that is wonderful. So you can set that up now. Now, one thing that we need to cover before we get out of the basic machine, we're going to do painting machine. We're going to do the painting machine right now because I want to cover it before I forget. The painting machine is one of the basic machines that you'll actually use for quite a bit. Now, when you open up the painting machine, it's got the same I/O configuration, right? It can be sped up by using the capacitors, but that does make it use more power. Same as the alloy furnace, same as the alloy smelter, and same as the sag mill. But you've got these 2 slots. Well, you're going to make something called Conduit Facade. You remember that conduit binder that I told you to make tons of? Well, here's where you use a lot of it. Conduit binder in a square makes Conduit Facade, and it says not painted. Well, you can get these and put them right in there. I'm actually just going to put 1 in there, and we put what we want to get it painted like. This is a marble block from Chisel. As you see, the facade disappeared, and I get this chisel block that's got an outline. And it looks like chisel block, but you notice Wayla says Conduit Facade. Well, what's the diff? That's the diff. This stuff turns invisible when you're holding either conduits or the conduit probe or your Yeta wrench or any wrench, actually. So what you can actually do, come over here. I'm going to lay down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I have hidden conduits. And for all anybody knows, this is a bench. That's all anybody knows. It's just a bench, fancy stone thing. But if I hold some conduits, yeah. And I can even interact with those directly. I can target the conduit. The facade drops away, which is very, very cool. I love this feature. This is one of the real kind of key things that I absolutely adore about how this system works. Yeah, I'll put that down at the end. Oh, that's in the machine, so I can actually put that up there. Great, that works out good. Go away. So yeah, now you actually know how you can make all these facades and hide these things and make it look. Now here's the cool trick. These have connected textures, but just because it looks like this block, it doesn't connect to that block. It separates, but it will connect to each other, which means you could technically make an entire floor out of conduit facade and nobody would ever know. However, if you use it, you can do a little scalloping, kind of like I did here. These are conduit facades. I'll show you. Boom. You see? Conduit facade right there, right here, in a weave pattern. That's a real block all the way across. So I'll show you again. You can see that you can actually make the scallop pattern of insets, kind of to give people the indication, hey, put your machine here. It'll get power here. And I think that's a really cool effect. I kind of like that. Now, that's not where the tricks for the painting machine stop. The painting machine can actually do so much more. Let's get one oak wood stairs and, I don't know, some TNT. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to put you right there and put TNT right there. And I actually am going to get a block up there. You can go in. So now I have TNT stairs. Is that not cool or what? I think this is totally awesome. Looks like a block of TNT, but it's not. It's just oak wood stairs that have been repainted, and you can make them look like anything. If you want to make them look like pumpkins, you can do that. If you want to make them look like, I don't know, whatever. Melons, pumpkins, your choice. Let's get a piece of glowstone. I'm going to get some fencing, and let's get some grass. So first thing I'm going to do, take that out. I'm going to put a fence in there, and I'm going to paint it like glowstone. I absolutely adore this part of the machine. I now have glowstone fencing. Now there's something I have to test because I always forget. I'm going to make it nighttime. Yeah, see, this stuff just looks like, it does not actually behave like. But here's something very cool. Let's put that away. I'm going to get the glowstone and put it in this slot and get a grass block. What's going to happen? Well, the glowstone is going to be painted. This is actually a new feature. I now have, and I think this looks a little weird because it's a grass block. There you go. It's slightly tinted, but it is painted glowstone, and it looks like grass, especially from the top. At least to me it does. So now what we can actually do is get that same marble block again. And let's get some more glowstone. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put that in there. And now what I can actually do, ta-da! That looks like the rest of the floor, but it's actually a painted block of glowstone. Now it doesn't share connected textures. We cannot do anything about that. But let me just correct that. It does mean that you can hide this stuff in grass blocks out in your front yard. Blocks of stone around the outside of your house or even the inside of your house. Wooden flooring. You name it, you can actually paint it. Paint glowstone to look like that. So now we actually have some painted glowstone that we can actually use all around our base to light it up instead of torches. And it gets one better. With the alloy smelter, if you actually run glass through it, sand through it, you'll get quite clear glass. This is the Ender IO version of clear glass. It is connected texture, totally clear, and looks gorgeous. I love this stuff. But there's another trick you can actually do. There is Enlightened glass. And what you can actually do with this stuff, it's quite clear glass and some glowstone. That makes one block of it. So what we can do, I'm going to make it dark one more time. Just going to get a window here. Right? I'm going to poke out this center pane. Ta-da! I have a glass that only has one pane of enlightened clear glass in it, but you don't notice otherwise. It shares a connected texture with the rest of the quite clear glass, which means you have an easy way that you can light up windows. And I love that idea. This does so much for base design. I really am fabulous on it. By the way, if you ever want to make ordinary glass and not quite clear glass, go to the alloy smelter. There's all smelting, alloys only, which means it won't do beef or anything. It'll only do alloy metals. Or furnace only. Furnace only is anything that's a normal smelting recipe. If you put sand in here, when it's in furnace only, you'll get normal glass. Also, if you get quite clear glass and you put it in a crafting grid, you'll get a normal piece of glass back. Which means if you make a whole batch of quite clear glass accidentally, you can actually turn it back to normal glass, which is very, very nice. So yeah, this is what you can actually do with some of these great machines. The painting machine can actually repaint fence posts, stairs, half slabs, or gates. Which means you can have an entire fence gate that's painted to look like some rare kind of wood that's from forestry. Or you can have stairs made out of sand. You can't do that. You can actually make sand half slabs. I don't even think you can do that with Forge Multipart. And that's cool. I think that's real neat. This opens up so much design possibility for a base. Now here's a cool trick you can do. I'm going to show you. I just saw it, a diamond block and an oak wood half slab. This is where things get kind of silly. Let's put that in there. Boop, boop. It is repainting it, right? We have a diamond half slab, but it's actually just made out of wood. Which means if you stack these up, you can actually make an entire house that looks like it's built out of diamond block, but it's not. It's only built out of half slabs that have been repainted. You only need one block for that, and you don't even have to use it. I could take this block and turn it back into diamonds and reuse them for something else. And I still have these things. Now, if I want to paint more of them, I would have to have another. I don't know if that chest has any room or not. I'm going to pull all those out. It's funny. So, yeah, that is a really cool trick a lot of people don't know about. I love that idea. It's so neat. This is still going. 45, but 1.2 million, pretty much. So, this is the basics, the machines, and a lot of the basic stuff that in terms of like using, let's say, the sag mill, getting used to how you can do things with the painting machine and all the little tips and tricks, basic power gen. Next, what we're actually going to get into is advanced power generation, some of the advanced items, the more expensive ones, and let's see what other trouble we can get into next. I'll see you in the next part of my Ender.io mod guide for 1.7.10.